This particular lady I'm about to tell you about was in the same business, there she is, as her mother and her grandfather before her. Now, what you have to do is stop me, all right, when you know what it is that they sold in their business. I'm going to give you some clues, all right? We all want more of it. Okay? Some of us keep it better than others. It's invisible. Yeah.
Time.
Yes, it's the right answer.
They invented time?
No, they sold it.
I think I remember what William Hartnell looked like. It wasn't like that.
No, they sold it.
Oh, they sold it?
How would you sell time? How could you make a living selling...
What period?
They started in the 19th century and went all the way on up to 1940, 4 generations of the family.
Time shares. You get a flat in Malta for 2 weeks.
No.
Is this something to do with Bristol being 11 minutes behind
It's
London?
not exactly to do with that, but it's to do with the fact that in the 19th century it started to become more important to keep time, and there was only one clock, the Greenwich clock, that keeps the official GMT, Greenwich Mean Time. And this woman would go with her pocket watch, which is a very fine pocket watch, and she would, once a week, put the time right, and then wander around London, and people would pay to have a look at her watch. And she made money giving people the time. Businessmen had a subscription to her business.
It sounds very, very much like a scam, some sort of euphemism. And what is going on here? Hey, just looking at my watch, officer. In this dark alley.
You'd think, wouldn't you?
Stop her to look at her watch?
Yeah, her name was Ruth Belville.
A what?
It was a John Arnold pocket chronometer, number 485786. And they cornered the market in it from 1836 to 1940.
There were only 3 of them ever did it. So
Well,
one person at a time.
Yeah.
You'd be lucky if you could find them.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, people could buy an annual subscription, and I guess they would go around and visit them in the same way that a sandwich company goes around to a
Like
to
an
a
alarm
firm
clock?
they'd go around with the clock and say it's now exactly this, and the firm would settle their watches by it.
Where did they why did they decide on an hour? What was that? What was the Why an hour? Why not just, half an hour and make that an hour?
Because 24 is divisible in so many different ways.
It's very factorisable.
Divisible by 2 and 3 and 4 and 6
but
and
so
8.
it's 10.
Exactly.
You could add 10.
No, 10 is only divisible by 1, 2, 5 in itself.
Only
Yeah.
only on one
That's why 24...
If you go into another dimension, you could have anything you want.
But unfortunately, we weren't in another dimension.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Forgive me, but why was it important to divide 24 by 8?
Yeah.
Well, no, to have as divisible a system as
Why
possible.
wouldn't it be 100? Why not have 100? Make it all up to 10.
If you want to do that, then
Can
you
I
can
make
have
it
a
up to 10?
plan to decibelise time,
I'm
if you like.
changing it. In fact, I'm going to live my own. I won't make my own.
Yeah.
I'm going to cross 2 of these off. The time
What do you
to
want to do?
let's have a vote.
What should
I'm
we
going
vote
to get
off,
rid of
though? Read this number?
3 and 8.
Yeah.
Well, last night you joined the show.
You can't do 1 to 10 because then we'll never have 11s ever again.
So,
No, I'll leave it at 90s.
so look, can you just...
9s?
90s.
So what is your system? How many hours are in your day?
20.
20 hours of
Nice and
daylight.
simple. We call it a hurrah.
Right. Okay, a hoor. A hoor?
A hoor.
Strumpets. The prize is a whore, I think.
20 strumpets.
Yeah. Well, there are a number of objections, obviously, that I'm not the one to make them. It originally was 12 hours because the Babylonians were the first really
Yeah, but
to
what do
come
they
to
know?
it. Well, they... Right. But they had a base 12 counting system.
Yes.
The French did try decimal time after their revolution.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did they?
Ah,
Yeah.
do you see?
Yeah, it didn't work.
Why did it not
I don't
work?
know. It maybe just didn't work because the rest of the world just cocked a snooker them and didn't like the
Is
idea.
it not like Betamax and VHS? They all went with 24, but
Maybe.
the French should have gone with 20, and nobody...
Well, the French...
When has the French ever worried about what the rest of the world thought?
Oh, absolutely.
But we have 10 fingers
Yes.
and 10 toes, and then you could count off the bits, the sections of time by each one of your digits, couldn't you?
What time is it?
What time is it? 1, 2, 3.5.
2 minutes past 4. What
Yeah.
would that be then? About 6.
About 6, yeah.
Well, good luck. That could be an interesting line in merchandisable metric clocks.
Yes.
Yeah. It's the Bill Bailey QI metric clock.
Metric clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, that'll do me.
Anyway, we've just done an hour on that topic.
Yeah.
Does the king think we should be playing the bagpipes?
He's finally lost it. Oh, it's very good for your breathing.
Yes.
It's really good for your lungs.
Yes, exactly, that's right. No, it's good for your health. A Scotsman advised that beginners may wish to find a large field to play in. But I prefer a panel show to practice on.
Oh, yeah.
So, there we go. yourself!
While you're recovering from
I was wondering why we'd never done that before.
Before we start, I have a little surprise for Bill.
So, what?
I have a little surprise for Bill.
You're fired.
In
You're off.
In order to make this announcement, will you please welcome the man who is the inspiration, the man whose idea it was to do QI in the first place. He is the genius that is John Lloyd.
What?
Now, I want to say, Bill is the original QI panellist. He was on the pilot 21 years ago, so we owe him a lot, really, to make this such a success.
Oh, thank you very much.
But you may remember a few years ago, Bill, you were slightly embarrassed because the panellist with the most appearances on QI was Phil Jupitus.
Yes.
And we awarded him a certificate to mark that occasion.
Bastard.
But tonight, he did 3 more shows since then.
Yes.
And tonight, you have caught him up because this is your 46th show, equal with Phil Jupitus.
Yes!
Many congratulations.
Thank you very much.
And so we thought it was only right that as you share the award with Phil,
yes,
I'd like to present you with half the certificate.
Half the certificate. Yes. Thank you, John. Thank you very much.
John Lloyd!
Thank you, John. Really. Oh, so I will treasure this. Thank you so much.
You can put that next to the dancey thing.
Yes, I'll put it next to half a glitter ball. This is the news that a number of female mayors has, for the first time, overtaken the number of mayors called Andy. So, what did nobody see coming?
Well, everybody saw a Tory rout coming, and it was indeed a Tory rout. They lost
Yes.
500 councillors. They lost the West Midlands mayoralty. They lost the Blackpool South by-election. And they lost their passion for life, Bill.
And at the end of the evening, the Lib Dems had won more councillors than the Tories. Now, that's bad.
And they had a sort of defection as well, didn't they? Yeah.
They did.
Natalie Elphick. who
Yes,
is-
let's have a look. Yeah, there she is.
At the last minute, just before Prime Minister question time, she defected. She crossed the floor, which is amusing because she's the MP for Dover and she's used to people crossing her.
And also, she was about as welcome as a surprise visit from Matt Hancock.
Well, you sound like you're speaking from experience, sir.
A lady never kisses and
Of course,
tells.
no.
Name some famous vegetarians for me.
Hitler.
Oh, dear. Everyone thinks he was, but he wasn't.
He is in my mind.
All right.
Napoleon.
He's
Not Derby.
I don't think so.
My tortoise died the other day, and I honestly considered having its leg on some toast.
Really?
And I just thought, I don't know how it tastes like. You know, you obviously don't think like that.
No.
I know. It's the same, isn't it? We had a tortoise once, and it had a very, very bad arthritis in its leg, and they said we can actually operate and replace it with a wheel. They do that, don't they?
Yeah. Actually, casters, so they can go in all directions.
Oh.
We thought about taking all his legs off and just putting wheels on all of them.
Yeah, that would have been wrong.
And then a little engine on the shelf. Send you down to shops for a paper.
Yes, an aerial on a spring.
Well, you could put some peanuts on it.
I bet you couldn't do that. I bet you someone would object if you motorised a tortoise.
The RSPCA first.
Because you can have lorries like
Political correctness gone mad, Jamie. Can't even mutilate a tortoise anymore.
Not suggesting you mutilate it.
You know who would object?
Not a tortoise.
Vegetarians would object.
It could keep its legs. I'm thinking of some like a Bigfoot truck in America, with big wheels that could be detached, so that it could be a tortoise and run around and eat weeds. And then
Its legs
and
go
then
up.
you could, when you wanted to go shopping, you could just send it off to the shop.
A transformer tortoise.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there's great big ones in the Galapagos Islands.
Oh, they're terrific.
They could bring quite big, substantial pieces of furniture back for you.
They are.
could put wings on them and they could take off.
He could, yeah. He could get those wheels.
his tongue.
Anyway, that's good. Good talk. Mad, but good. And the Vegetarian Society claims that the word vegetarian comes from...
Ryan Giggs has spent an awful lot of money to ensure that he's become world famous for stuff other than football.
Yeah.
But people still might be sued for telling people that it was him, so...
Yeah, well, that's right. The MP, John Hemming,
Yeah.
he said that apparently 75,000 people named Ryan Giggs on Twitter. It's not possible to arrest them all. Well, I mean, it's worth a go, though, isn't it? I mean, well, the thing is, the injunction is still in place.
That's right. Yeah,
That's the thing.
absolutely.
Despite the people keep going blabbing it out, there's a legal expert, Joshua Rosenberg.
Yeah.
This is what he had to say about it, right?
Well, the law is clear. There is still a court order in force which says that we can't name Ryan Giggs as the person who brought these proceedings.
I'm pleased we can say his name, though, because I was getting so fed up. Every newspaper, every day, it was like, Imogen Thomas has been having sexual liaisons with a man who cannot be named. It's like, what, Voldemort?
Yeah.
I sort of see why he did it as well, Ryan Giggs, because you get the super injunction. He knows that if his identity was known, then people would know not only who he was, but also that his marriage was on the rocks. And at that point, John Terry would be round his house like a sex-crazed wicked.
Yes, the worst-kept secret in Britain is finally out. Lawyers are a complete waste of money. As the row unfolded, thousands of Twitter users named Ryan Giggs in what the Daily Mail called one of the biggest acts of civil disobedience in modern times. Top that, Syria, lightweights.